right. Hey guys. So say hi to the camera.
Hi guys.
We're gonna say hi
Yeah,
every
hi.
time.
Okay.
So today, who do we have here?
I guess I'll go by Maddie B Sings. Professional music on TikTok. Alumni for the Eagles. You know, no longer playing this year, sadly. Yeah.
Wow. All right. So today we're gonna talk about what everybody wants to know. Your dating history.
All right.
Let's get into it.
Yay.
So first of all, we're gonna talk about not only his high school dating history, but also middle school experiences.
Nice. All right.
So I heard you used to sing to girls.
Oh.
Is that real?
Yeah, there was two, and honestly, you're young, right? You're not like, you know, that's basically how it was. I was young.
Yeah.
It was funny. Like, you know, you make like these super cringy songs. I look back at it and I'm like, why did I do that? But at the end of the day, you know, we don't really know how to act, and that's.
And did you write the songs, or like was it like actual songs?
There was one where I did like a cover of Just the Way You Are, Bruno Mars, but it's like I changed a couple words. It was so weird. And then there was two that I wrote. It was dumb. It was
wow. And what were those girls' reactions to that?
Didn't go well for me. We'll say that. Yeah, but that's okay.
Oh boy.
It happens. Yeah.
Well, you win some, you lose some.
Exactly. That's okay.
All right. So now we're gonna get into the real thing. So how many official relationships have you had?
4.
Like, okay.
Yeah. High
Pretty
school.
good.
Like
All in high school.
we don't
obviously.
Yeah, elementary. None of that
Alright.
counts. But yeah.
Okay. And when was your first relationship?
9th grade, September.
Wow.
Yeah.
Straight up. Did you know this girl like before?
But it's through Snapchat. You know. But like it was.
Yes, we've all been
It was
there.
one of those short ones.
Short one?
Yeah, short ones.
Oh wow.
The relationship, like.
Oh, the
like,
relationship
yeah,
was
not
short.
like,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Oh
I was like, okay.
It's okay. You took it the wrong way. It's fine.
Anyways, all right. And what was that like for you? Like, you know, being in your first relationship, like, was it what you expected, or like how did that go?
I feel like we've all been there. Like we don't know how to act. You kind of, and you know, you just try to go off of like what you see from your parents or from your siblings, right?
Okay.
Try to do that, and then you realize like, you know, it just doesn't work out for both people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's true. Yes. All right. And your second relationship.
Well, as you know, that was you.
Yeah, guys. Surprise.
No, it's okay.
Yes.
9th grade, guys. Not that.
Yeah.
You know.
And that was in
What
what month was that?
All I know is we went through December and.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And like New Year's.
I think though, so like for me, that was my first relationship, and oh my God, I'm really close to the mic.
It felt like my first too, because I actually kind of knew how to act in a way.
But I think for me, like, because that was like my first relationship, in middle school, like I was always like, I never got like attention from guys or whatever. Like even like as friends, like I didn't have guy friends. I didn't like experience that. So like for me, I think it was hard for me to tell the difference in 9th grade.
Yeah, now we realized after that we're just better off as friends. Like we see each other in music all the time.
Yeah. So like I think
because we hated each other, I think, until we got into music class again.
Yes,
that's when we became friends again.
That's true.
And then you started dating Cal, and then it just kind of got
nice.
He was the guy on the last episode, the really big guy sitting like this. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my boyfriend, guys. Yeah. So
don't mess with her.
So yeah, I think like it's hard to tell like the lines, because I was starting to make guy friends, and like I didn't know the difference between like friendly attention and like, you know.
Yeah.
So like eventually I obviously learned, and like it's not every guy that talks to you just like, you know,
no, a relationship like with.
No. So like yeah, I think I learned that, but yeah, I agree. We definitely are better off as friends.
Hey, we're friends now. 12th grade. It's been 3 years.
Yeah.
It can happen.
All right. And before we continue, so how long did you wait between each relationship?
Well, the first one was like a month or 2.
Okay.
Then I didn't get into another one until the summer.
Okay.
So like I actually took some time, and then
That's
after
good.
that one, took a year, and then yeah,
Yeah, I think it's really important to take time. I think like you definitely need that time to heal, because if you get right into another relationship,
yeah.
you're probably not fully over that person no
No.
matter what you think or say. Like,
I mean, for like in the moment, the best way to get over it, I find, is to get in another relationship, because like you're kind of like,
yeah.
and you know what I mean. Like it's not the best thing to do, but a lot of people do it because they feel better. They don't have to go through
Yeah.
most of the pain. They have someone to still talk about it with, but you always have
That's
someone
true.
to talk about it with, anyways. That's what therapists are for. Just you
Yeah,
have to pay
and
them.
like
But
your friends
yeah.
also.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, I feel like if you don't take the time for yourself, then basically that person's going to be completely okay, and then you're not, and then it's not fair to them too.
Yeah, that's true. Like if you're also like, if you get into a relationship right after, you're putting that on the other person, which is unfair because they, want to get to know you, and you're still dealing with all this pain.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, obviously depending on the situation, but most of the time you should take time, because
And it's life though, like you don't always know how to deal with everything, right?
we're
young,
exactly.
we're in high school. It's
No,
kinda how
for
it
sure,
goes.
for sure. Okay, and do you regret anything that happened throughout any of the relationships, or just in general?
I wouldn't say I regret anything. I'd say it's more of like, if some things could have happened differently, or if other things could have been said, or, of like, because sometimes when friends get involved, it changed. Like some people hear things, but that you never actually did or said, and then that kind of got in the way.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
I know about that.
Yeah, and it's not much you could really do about it. It happens. If that happened, and you still can't talk to the person to this day, then clearly.
Yeah, no, and I'll agree with you on that one, because I think every relationship, or even like friendship, like everyone you meet is going to teach you a lesson.
Yeah.
Every bad thing that happens to you, or a good thing, is going to teach you a lesson. And like relationships is a big part of that, because if you date someone and it ends up not working out, like you're kind of learning what you do want, or like what you're looking for in a person, which is really important.
Well, the more you go, the more you're like, your type becomes more specific.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
like when I was in ninth grade, it was like, blonde. No, but then, then you go, and then you're like, I want a person to be like this, like actually have goals, not.
Yeah, you develop a type in personality.
Yeah.
As well, which is really important.
That's how it goes. It goes attraction, character, and personality.
It's not all about looks. For sure, like attraction is very important.
But people who say, I'm not with him because he, of his looks, you wouldn't have been with him if you.
Yeah, I think people who say like, oh, like, I don't care about attraction. Like, I don't care about how they look.
Yeah, it's
like, yes, it's not all about that, but you need to have an attraction to be with a person. Like, it has to be there for like, because other than that, I just don't think like.
Like, would you be with Cal if he didn't have big muscles?
Yes.
Yeah, really?
It's not about the muscles.
I know, I'm just kidding. I just feel like bringing it up.
But like, and then eventually you also become attracted to their personality. But I think it's important to have both, for sure. Okay. And having dealt with different people and relationships, what are your views on like toxic versus like healthy relationships?
I think the biggest problem that happens is the fact on how there's so much texting and how we don't get to see each other. And like, we're in high school, right? We're not living with these people. We don't, like, half the time when we're out in like the real world, like not at home with our parents, it's just you two. Like, they can come over whenever they want. You could talk to them whenever you want. You don't always have to be through the phone, and what happens with that is things get said in a way that, you don't mean it to be said. They misread it, but you also phrased it in a bad way. Yeah. And then what happens is, though, I find what happens with toxic and like healthy is how you react to that. Like, if someone just goes crazy right away on how you said that, you're not really giving me a chance to re-explain myself.
Yeah.
But then, like, if you take the time and be like, oh, no, I can see why you said that,
No,
I feel like that's what happens, at least at our age. Yeah. But then, like, I'm no relationship expert. None of us are at the end of the day.
No.
If I would be, I'd be in one, right? You know, it's true.
Wow.
Yeah. But
yeah, no, I think
like
communication, like, it is a really big part of a healthy relationship, but you have to do it the right way. Like, you can't be doing all your communication through texting.
Yeah.
Or even I find even FaceTime, yes, it's better, but I think in person is so much more of an intimate experience to have communication, like, face to face, because it's your real raw thoughts. You have no time to think about it with your text. No half sweating, guys.
No, like it's in the moment. You see their facial expression too. Like, you could tell if the person's actually sad.
Exactly.
Like when someone says they're fine, but they're not fine. Right? We've all been there.
Yeah, no. So, like, I think, and, like, you know, you get to see body language in person and all that stuff, right? So,
but yeah, like, say someone's going through something and it's through text. You can only do so much in person. You could actually care for them, or, like, you know, hold them, hug them, you know, go get them something, like, you know, like,
and
it's easier
with toxic relationships. I think, like, I forgot what I was gonna say.
I feel like you can really see how toxic it is after you guys are together.
Okay, yes, that's what I was gonna say.
The aftermath of everything.
I think it's hard sometimes when you're in a relationship, and, like, it's hard to realize that you're in a toxic relationship until it's too late most of the time, which it's not anybody's fault.
No.
It's just sometimes when you're in a relationship and it's toxic, you don't want to accept it because you're so, like, in love with this person or whatever, like, that you just don't want to, like, you're ignoring all the red flags, right? So I think that can be really dangerous. But
at the same time, it's like, at what point do the red flags really matter? Like, everyone has red flags. You know what I mean?
That's true. But me, like, I have standards when it comes to a relationship.
Of course, everyone does.
Yeah. And yes, some things can be accepted because that's just who a person is. Yeah. But I would never lower my standards for somebody, like, to an extent. I think it's important to also, like, prioritize yourself. Yeah. Right? Because a relationship is about equals, so you have to, like,
it's good to have connection with your friends, and, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that's what you're talking about, but like, I don't know, like, you need to have your own life and that life. Yeah, that's true. Then you're just gonna be always with her all the time, or with him, them. Right? You know, and you don't want to fully depend on your partner.
No, definitely not. And a big thing with toxic relationships that I've noticed is, like, when people don't let you, when your partner doesn't let you hang out with your friends. Yeah. That's a big red flag, and it's not something you can, like, it's not something you can accept or, like, get over, because that is just not good. Like, your partner should be happy that you're spending time with your friends and, like, encourage it, you know, like, it's never a bad thing to hang out with your friends. So, like, if your partner is, like, trying to stop that, like, it's really not good.
And then sometimes, though, it's also a matter of, like, you know, they could be there with your friends too, though. You got to compromise too.
Oh yeah, totally. Totally.
And then that's where the balance comes in. Mm-hmm. You know, be like, you know, I need this time alone, but I also want to be with you. So, you know, let's do this together, you know? Yeah. And that's, I think, where it comes in. Yeah. Well, but at the same time, like, I talked about, like, the aftermath, but at the same time, like, with breakups and all that, like, if you truly love that person, I think it's really hard to be friends with them after, because, you know, you care about that person so much, you only see a relationship with them. And I think if it doesn't go well after, then you know that it was true, just it sucks that it didn't work out.
Yeah, that's true. So, like
us, we're friends. You know what I mean?
Being friends after a relationship, it can be hard, but, like, again, like, it always takes time, and, like, doesn't mean you always, like, you don't have to be friends with someone you dated. I'm not, like, you know, like, no, I'm not friends with everyone I dated, and, like, I'm like, you're not either, and that's okay. Like, you know, sometimes you realize you're better as friends, sometimes you realize you just shouldn't be in each other's lives, and that's okay.
No, there's 7 billion people, you can't keep all of them in your life.
No, definitely not. Yeah,
I don't know, 8 billion, I don't know how many people.
Okay,
who knows?
You just don't know the world.
No, I guess not.
Anyways, all right, so how do you think people should deal with breakups, or, like, shouldn't? And, like, what was your experience?
like me, I've always had sports and music as like and friends, you know, and you spend more time with family, you realize like you do have people that like also care about you. You don't need to have a relationship, you know. Sometimes it's more of just like
True.
you know.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, me my whole life I've always been surrounded by the healthy relationship, like what it looks like, but not everyone goes through that, right? Like that's my personal experience.
Yeah, you know? And like I agree, like I've grown up all my life, like my family, my parents, like my parents' friends, like they've all stayed together in healthy, good relationships.
You see them go through the roughs and like the ups and downs, but they still stay together, you know, and like.
But like some people, they grew up with divorced parents or with like, you know, just crappy home lives, and like they don't know how to deal with relationships or breakups because like they grew up not really, you know, seeing the right way. Or but
I think definitely a good thing is like, especially if you do sports or you have a passion, go and put some work into that. Like when we grow up though, like breakups, I think you just surround yourself in your work, you know what I mean? Like we don't really have that. We're all part-time jobs. You don't really care about your part-time job that much, let's be honest. Right? Like love my part-time job, don't get me wrong, just there's only so much you can put into that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think it's also important, like, yes, to, like, put time into your passions or, like, you know, take time to do things you love. But I think it's also important to almost, like, grieve the relationship. Like, you have to take that time
to, like,
it's okay to have emotions about it.
But you're going to do that yourself, I find. Like,
yeah, that's...
You'll have your moments, you know.
It's okay to deal with that alone or with people, like, talk about it.
Because you can't be with people all the time. It's just not gonna...
No.
You're going to have your time where you're alone. Like even in a relationship, you know, you're not always going to be with someone.
So I think it's definitely important to like let out those emotions about, you know, whatever. Whether it's angry, sad, and whatever. Because that's another way of getting over things. Because if you don't, like, you're never going to get over it.
No.
Like it's kind of like you kind of need to do it.
No, like me, like hockey, you know, like, I like body checking people because, you know, you get angry, you're dealing with a whole bunch of stuff. So you get angry, you hit someone, but like you're allowed to. So that's what's nice about sports or contact sports. I mean, like say people play like volleyball, you're hitting the ball as hard as you can.
Yeah.
You know, basketball, you just try to do the best you can. Like anything, it really doesn't matter. Just everyone you always have something to let out.
And even then, like, that's another way to let out your emotions. It doesn't have to be crying. Like, you can, you know, put that into sports, like, or whatever it is. And
find a passion that, you know, give yourself something to do. Don't just sit around and be like, oh, I'm just going to wait for something to happen. No, go do that yourself.
I think it's also important to prioritize self-care after a relationship is over because I feel not that you do it less in a relationship. Well, like maybe you did.
Like relationship gut, that comes up a lot. Like guys, they get a gut when they're in a relationship because they're not trying to care about themselves as much. I was just a random thing.
Sure.
You know what I mean? No, but it's true. Like some people do that. They let themselves go once they're in a relationship because, you know, well, they found the person, you don't have to try as hard. But I think you should always keep that self-care going, even out or in.
Yeah, no, like, I feel like that's another way, like back to the toxic relationship.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's like a trait, but, or like, you know, a pattern, but
like giving up or not giving up, but like letting yourself
go. You shouldn't give up on yourself during a relationship, even if you're like very comfortable. Like, I think it's a good thing if you guys are encouraging each other to, you know, always be better and like, you know, work together, but it's not always a bad thing to be comfortable with somebody either. Like, it's okay to, like, you know, if that person makes you comfortable and however you look, like, that's good too, I guess. But to an extent, like, you can't just completely give up on yourself. Like,
you have to keep yourself going, you know, and then like, self-care after, obviously, like, you know, one of the best things to do after a break, like people, I find the main thing they go into is the gym after a breakup. You know, it's, you hear people like say, oh, it's my villain arc. Like, you know, this is what's going to happen. They're going to get big out of nowhere. Yeah. And like you explained in the last podcast, like, you know, or like Cal and Simone did, like, you know, the gym is a very good place though to go after. Cause,
No, for sure.
you know, that's what I have right now. I can't play sports right now. So me, it's the gym.
Yeah.
At least I'm getting into. I got those two guys bringing me in, you know.
There you go.
It's nice.
There you go.
That's what friends are for, guys.
And the other thing with self-care, it's not only outer self-care, it's also inner self-care. You have to like,
you have to understand what you're feeling, kind of.
yeah, like you have to, you know, like be in touch with yourself, and like you have to like,
don't push it down.
yeah, like you have to take care of your mind and like your emotions, like whatever it is, because you can't just ignore them. Like that's,
and that's why I mean, like, it's music, you know, like say I'm feeling something and I don't really know how to feel it, you know, you try making a song, or, you know, you just play a certain song that
sing about it.
Yeah, honestly.
Just like
sing
Glee.
your heart away. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And now, where would you say you're at with relationships? Like just in
general?
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm just by myself, you know, enjoying time by myself. You know, kind of, we all need to do that.
Yeah.
12th grade, about to go into college, university, who knows, next year, you know. It's going to be nice.
Yeah. And like, it's good to not rush into relationships because there's, we're so young and like we have so much time to like meet people, and you know, rushing it is, you know, like we talked in the last podcast, we talked about with Cal and Simone, they were like, you can't, like Cal made this like analogy, and he was like, you can't, he's like, you can't go into a grocery store hungry because you're going to pick out something that, you know, you're just going to pick out something that looks good. When you get home, you're going to realize like, oh, like, you know, this is not, So it's kind of the same thing with relationships and all that. Like, you can't just like go straight to like another person because like you're not thinking clearly. Yeah. You're just, you know.
But also at the same time, don't like purposely try to avoid it. You know, like say something comes in and you're gonna be like, well, I don't know, but like you don't.
It's. I think everything like happens. It comes back to everything happens for a reason. Like people are gonna come into your life for a reason, and you can't ignore it, but
the most you gotta be is like,
also you can't force it.
No,
but
like you enjoy that time with that person. That's the most you could do.
Yeah, for sure. But
take the good with the bad.
Yeah. And the other thing about relationships is you can't, in my opinion, I see a lot of people self-sabotaging. If you've had bad experience in relationships, you can't like push away a good one because you're scared.
Well, I think what happens with that though is like people like they can love someone, but they don't believe that they can be loved after something. Like, you know what I mean? Like they get hurt and then it's like they think they can, and then they end up getting into something. They're like, oh, but what if they don't? You know, like, and then they start overthinking, and then it just becomes a problem. And
it's okay to think that. It's totally understandable. But you can't push away a good thing, right? Like, if it really is a good thing, you need to try as hard as you can. Yeah. Right? So, all right. So now we're going to talk about some music, because we have Maddie B Sings here. Can't not talk about it. Everyone wants to hear. Making sure the cameras are still
I wanted to go off there like last time.
Yeah. So first I want to talk about your nickname. So Maddie B Sings. How did that start?
So honestly, you know, started in 9th grade. Just everyone called me Matt. I think it all started, like I was making TikToks, but only my close friends kind of knew, like my main friend group. Yeah. And then we had a dance in school. I was bored as hell. So I went up there, probably had a couple voice cracks. I don't remember, but it was nice. You know, you're singing "Say You Won't Let Go" by James Arthur.
I remember you were like, this is for my mom.
Yeah, this is for I love my mom, but it was nice. You know, everyone had their flashlights on, you know, and then after that, everyone was like, you know, he's kind of good at singing. And it was nice for me. Like, you know, people like were complimenting me, and it was nice. It was, you know, you put yourself out there and people like recognize what you're doing. And then after that, I think it started with hockey class in 10th grade, where nicknames started coming in. Like, they were making jokes like Maddie B Raps. So then it was like, oh, Maddie B Sings. And I was like, you know, that's actually kind of a cool name, because I think like my TikTok name was like Matt K945. It was such a weird name.
So random.
Or like Metsuburas. It was like literally, I think it was just my name. So then after they said Maddie B Raps and then Maddie B Sings, I was like, oh, okay. But then like I don't know, my name went from like karaoke to karaoke Bo
Oh,
to Big Bo, and then I don't know where it just went Sings, and then Sings stuck. You know, like I had teachers calling me karaoke. Now the teachers call me Sings. When I
true.
played high school, they called me karaoke for I don't know how long, and then I realized it was
Karaoke.
Sings, and I was like, oh yeah, that's nice. But no, it was
I think Sings is a lot catchier than
Karaoke.
karaoke. Like,
yeah, it just
I feel
started.
like that's weird. Karaoke.
I liked
That's such
it,
a
I
bad
don't
name. Like, the fuck? But I think like the funny thing is I don't know why our school does that. Like everyone just has a nickname.
Yeah, like, you know, we got Nolan Shivak, like everyone calls him Ginge because he's ginger.
Ginge, yeah.
Um,
Sebum.
Sibam Caleb, Simo, we call him Chow because
He looks Asian.
well, that and I guess Chow from Hangover. Yeah.
But
And
like I think it's so funny. What else is there?
Justin Juice.
Juice, yeah.
Keenan Cleans.
Cleans.
Yeah.
That one's
Yeah.
That's
We're not
a
gonna
good
talk
one.
about Ryan. There's Rhino.
Rhino.
Yeah.
What? What is that? Why?
Rhino, just Ryan, because Ryan Noel.
They're all gonna
So-
be excited that we mentioned them in the podcast.
Well, it's
These are all future guests, probably.
yeah, probably.
We'll see.
Dante, we call him Donnie.
Donnie. That's right.
Because
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like people. I don't know how that one went. I think it was like Dante. Then people would make jokes like Dante. I don't know. And then
Dante.
oh no, it was our,
Oh,
it was
no,
our
it
high
was-
school coach. It was our high school coach that called
there
him
was
Donnie.
a science class.
Oh, was
and
it
our
that?
teacher called him
Donnie.
Dante.
Dante. Okay. I think what happened was in high school, a coach called him Donnie, and then we were all like, "Huh, Donnie." And then for a bit, he was Nino because his haircut was like 90 degrees.
Oh my god, that's true.
Yeah, we called him Nino for a bit.
But yeah, like
I
I
know,
just think it's so funny how everyone gets a nickname.
It's just, but we're all like, that's one thing I gotta say for our grade. Like we're all close, like not close, but like we all talk to each other. Like,
No, I agree. And
like we're all different. Like you know what I
yeah,
mean?
we all have friend groups and whatever, which is fine.
Like yeah, there's like still like the smart kids or like the kids that are into something else, but we all talk to each other. Like we don't
Yeah, I
try to
think-
leave people out.
yeah, and I've seen like how the other grades are, and it's
Yeah.
like I feel like I'm not like hating on them, but I'm just saying like I haven't seen how like
Close they all are.
yeah, like
There-
I
there's
feel
div-
like
there's
there's
a division.
definitely there's more like drama or like
But we're also all in
Whatever.
12th grade. We've been in school for 4 years, but I'd say
Yeah.
even from 9th grade, like,
oh yeah,
you know, there's probably a bit more bullying in 9th grade because you just got into high school. But
but I
All
think
that's
like
kinda
even
done
10th
with
grade,
now.
like
Yeah.
everyone talked to each other, and we were all like we're
10th
not all
grade
like
was literally the cutoff
friends.
year.
We're not all like
Yeah.
besties, but like we would all talk to each other, and it's not like
Acquaintances
we're,
would be the
yeah,
best way to
like
say
it's
it.
not like we're all like a group,
Yeah.
and like we don't.
Someone talks to you, you don't be like, I don't know you. You know, you have a conversation with them. It's,
yeah, like
you know, it's not going to be
Yeah.
like, hey, what are you doing this weekend? But it's going to be like, hey, how's your day going? Oh, good. That's good.
yeah,
class
like you
you
can just
going
talk
to
to people,
right
which
now?
is nice. Like there's no like hate between anyone or like.
No, like that's something that I've always tried to do. Like, you know, like
Mhm.
someone walks down the hallway, you know, I don't talk to them all the time, but I'll just be like, hey, how's it going, man? Like, how you doing?
Yeah,
You know, just
even if it's just like random people, you're just like,
Yeah.
hey, like
Yeah.
who cares?
I know
right?
you're in the bathroom. You're like, hey, man, how's it going? Both trying to like get away from class for a little bit.
Mid-piss.
No, not mid.
Hey,
You're the urinal beside it. No, that's weird. That's so weird.
I don't know how guys talk when they do that.
No, we're not talking about that. I
Oh.
never mentioned anything about this.
know.
Your mind just went
Guys
there.
are
but
just weird. Well, you
no.
said bathroom, so I
Well,
don't know.
girls go to the bathroom as a group. I never understand that why girls go in the bathroom as a group. but-
Because men are really scary. That especially like restaurants, girls
but at
stick together
At school, why is there like
because
5
it's
girls?
fun.
Okay.
Because you can hang out
Just
and
like a girl
chat
party, you
and
know.
gossip while you go pee. It's really fun, and then you can all check your hair together.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's really good. I really
Nice.
like it. Anyways, back on subject.
Sorry.
Kind of went off track, but it's okay.
A little sidetracked there.
So, when did you start playing music, or like even just like get interested in music?
I've always loved like music as a kid. Definitely started with country music though. Like I remember 4 years
Okay.
old singing Luke Combs' Country Girl.
I will say
Yeah.
I used to be a country hater. I'm not gonna lie, I did used to be a country hater. I didn't listen
Started
to it at
rubbing
all,
off on you, I'm guessing.
but I do like it now.
As you
I do
grow up,
listen
you
to it.
realize country is always a good.
Yeah, like I think, and I believe that every kind of music is good. Like everything has
Well, I've never
like
I
metal.
just don't like heavy metal.
Yeah, me
like
too.
maybe before a hockey game, you know, get me pumped up something. But even then, like
Like yeah,
everyone loves their white girl
girl
music.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think heavy metal is the only music I wouldn't listen to. Anything else, like, I'm open to it. I love jazz,
Okay.
instrumental or non. I love
Sinatra
jazz.
has my
It's
heart for
so
that.
underrated.
Yeah.
Jazz is so good.
I just feel like jazz, a lot of people don't like jazz because like the way the melody or like the rhythm is, it's like,
the rhythm is so different.
Yeah.
And
but I think that's
jazz,
what makes it so special.
I like envy people
Yeah.
who can play jazz music,
Especially
because
drummers.
it's so hard. Oh, yeah, it's
Like
so
Whiplash.
difficult.
Such
Yeah,
a good
Whiplash,
movie for that.
it is. So
not
if you
quite
guys
my
haven't
tempo.
watched it,
Yeah. Am I rushing
Now's
or
your
am I
sign.
dragging?
yeah.
Yeah.
Or La La Land.
Oh yeah. I actually haven't watched
That's
that. I gotta watch that. I'm sorry.
Are you serious?
Sorry.
That is such a good one. Anyways, so like I think every type of music has its own thing that, you know.
We kind of sidetracked on that one too.
It's okay.
Yeah,
We're just talking. We're
honestly,
just
music,
yapping.
like there's so many different types of music for everyone. Like there's so many artists nowadays. Honestly, like you could search up a title for a song and 15 different songs will come up with that title name.
Yeah.
That's how many artists are out there thriving to make it.
Yeah.
And you know, it's not an easy world to make it. That's for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, like
I
people
agree.
like Justin Bieber that got picked from Usher, right? I think it was Usher. that
Yeah,
took him
it was
up. Yeah.
Usher. Definitely not.
And I think that's what made the TikTok and YouTube people doing covers and all that. Like, you know, I think that's where it all starts from, is him.
Yeah, I agree. But like, you play guitar, so like, when did you start
Oh God,
picking
that
up a
was.
guitar?
I like asked my parents like, cause it started with piano. I think
Okay.
when it all started around high school, honestly, where I started playing instruments. I can't lie.
Yeah.
Like end of 8th grade, picked up like I got like a little electric piano downstairs and
Okay.
just messing around with it. Like first song I think I learned was "Say You Won't Let Go," which is why I say it.
Wow.
Yeah, you know, funny thing there. Then it went to "Someone You Loved" by Louis Capaldi, like just
Okay.
playing that. And then after a bit, I was like, you know, I kind of want to like learn guitar because I saw my brother play and he was teaching me a bit. And then after that, I went from YouTube videos, you know, and then I think 9th grade and then 10th grade, I got an electric guitar, I think, or like Christmas 9th grade, I got electric guitar. It was Christmas of 8th grade that I got my acoustic
Okay.
that I play with still now.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely not a professional, but you know, like
Yeah.
hardest song I think I could play is Blackbird by the Beatles, but you know, like
Yeah.
so many songs are so simple to play.
No, for sure.
Honestly, you know, like people who say, you know, well, I don't know how to play guitar. It's take 2 hours. Your fingers will hurt the first day, but if you just keep going until your fingers get used to it, then
That's true.
it's fun to play
Get
guitar.
calluses.
Yeah, it hurts at first, but after a bit, you know, you just kind of realize, okay, like it's fun.
It's not that bad, guys. Yeah. Okay. So, and then like singing, when did that start
Like on TikTok or just in general?
in general?
Well, like when I was 4, I've always
Okay,
sang
you
as a
just
kid.
love to
Yeah,
sing.
yeah. I
Okay.
sang always as a kid. You know, like
Okay.
I remember in like elementary, I'd always sing all the time, and then like teachers would be like, "Oh, just wait till you hit, you know, like puberty and all that. You know, voice is gonna drop."
Yeah.
It did. Definitely can't hit the high notes like
It
I did.
did.
You know, she makes fun
Yeah.
of me all the time. Music class.
Voice cracks.
Yeah, it happens.
You hear those a lot. But
Yeah.
it's okay.
Especially after Philly when we went to that.
So mad about it. Yeah.
had a Philly trip because of hockey. We went to Philadelphia, but you know, you're the captain of the hockey team. You kind of have to yell to get the team going. But I also had to go to Timmins when I came back
yes.
for a concert that we had to do. Like you're just showing off.
The
your
big concert in front of like 1,000
Concert
people.
in
Plus, it
Shell,
was
yeah.
live on something.
My voice is like this. I can't sing any. Like,
I can actually
higher.
play a clip from that voice
It
crack.
was
I actually might.
honestly the fact that I only had one, pretty. I think I had
Not
like
bad.
1 or 2.
not
I
bad.
thought I was gonna voice crack the whole time. I was proud of
Yeah.
myself still. I went home happy, smile on my face.
I'm going to play that clip for
Oh,
you guys.
God.
Voice crack.
Le soleil peut éclairer,
Ton sa-
éclairer.
ton sa-
Fun.
Anyways. Yeah, but you know what? It's fine. All right, so now we're going to talk about TikTok.
Yeah.
So I will play some TikToks for you guys
Yeah.
in a bit. But first, when did you start TikTok?
End of 8th grade going into 9th grade. I don't know. I was just like,
Started
I felt like I was
posting
missing
TikToks.
something. Like, you know, like
Okay.
it was just like I wanted something else to do. Something I keep seeing people sing, and I was like, well, you know, I'm not horrible at singing. You know, like let's let's do it. Like, what's the worst is gonna happen is I'm gonna get a couple bad comments. You know, it's nothing like you haven't heard in hockey. You know, you get tripped all the time, right? So I was like, I'll take it if it's bad. But you know, I got a lot of good comments. Nothing popular at first. You know, didn't really pop off. I don't know, pop off. I don't know. Didn't really go viral. I never really have went viral.
Yeah.
Like, but I mean, I think my most liked video is "Wondering Why" by the Red Clay Straight.
She keeps on loving me, lousy the way I am. She's not just along for the ride, she's my biggest fan.
Because like that's the thing with TikTok, right? Like there's a trend. Like right now, like Sailor Song is blowing up. I'm probably gonna do Sailor Song soon once I get over my cold. So I
you
can
heard it here first.
Wow. You know, once I could actually hit the falsetto, because you know, like, and that's another thing, right? Like you grow up, you like at first, like in 9th grade, I didn't understand my voice. Like, you know, there's different voices that you sing with, like your chest voice, normal, and then like your head voice, which is your falsetto a bit. And like me comfortably is my chest voice. That's why I sing.
Okay.
But like Wondering Why, that was like one of my first songs that I've done where I actually sing a bit in the falsetto. And I was so happy that it actually went well, because I was like, I don't know if I could sing this song good. And then I got 8,000 likes, you know, I got 40,000 views. You know, for me, that's a lot. For most people, that's like nothing, but was happy, you know.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
And then after that, like I think it all, where I started getting more and more likes was Rumor by Lee Bryce. I did that song, I got 2,000 likes. And then after that, it just kept on going. And then TikTok for a bit, they were like helping me promote my TikTok. So they were sending me, like, because in Canada you don't get paid. No. But like I'm not verified on TikTok or anything, but it would just basically like they'd give me $100 a month to promote, like a credit kind of, and that's kind of how it happened. But then obviously, you know, I got surgery on my leg and I wasn't really in the mood to sing. I just, you know, it was a rough time. It happens. And but I wasn't in the mood to really make any TikToks. I was more worried about my recovery. And then after that, you know, stopped getting promoted and all that, which is fine.
Yeah. Another thing is, like, do you have any inspirations, like idols of people that, like, when you started playing music, like you looked up to, you're like, I want to be like that, or like?
I definitely think a big one as I was growing up was Shawn Mendes. Mainly because the biggest compliment I've got is that I kind of sound like him. I don't see it. Sometimes I do. I can't sing as high as him, but there's definitely some parts where my voice matches. But like, you know, like our music teacher, he was just like, he said the one time that I sound like Post Malone a bit, or not sounded, but
he said your vibrato.
Yeah, the way I sing, or like the way I do like my riffs or like my runs.
Yeah, he like said, which I think I can agree with. I think it's valid.
I don't have the same, like a beautiful voice like Post Malone. Sorry, he's just, well, I mean, that guy can do it all. Like, it's unreal. He sounds like he's auto-tuned, but he's not.
I agree. Yeah.
But no, like biggest inspiration, probably Shawn Mendes. I definitely respect the fact that he took like a couple of years off for like himself, because like wasn't it because he was homesick, something like that.
I don't know,
but definitely like he's back now. He's doing the folk thing.
love that he's doing that. I think it suits him. Like it
suits his mood, and
it just feels like
he looks so happy too.
He looks so much happier doing music like that, and like good for him,
because he was doing like, so like I think he, like, looking at his songs like Stitches, like Mercy, like there's so many like breakup songs.
Yeah, and like, don't get me wrong, those are classic songs. They're
like,
amazing.
You really listen to it. It's sad, and I don't think he was going through like.
And like, you can tell though that the songs now, like, it's from his heart. Like you can tell. Like,
I got tired of why after a bit, because it was playing so much on TikTok.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with TikTok too. You hear the song so much. Like, I bet you in a week or two from now, Sailor Song is everyone's gonna be tired of it. Like,
I'm already tired of it.
Despacito, when that came out, like it's a good song. Don't get me wrong.
That was my nickname for a while. Actually, yes.
Yeah, that's funny. But that song was blowing up. It was a great song. Still a great song. Just you hear it so much, you get tired of it. One song that definitely deserves to not be listened to again is "What Does the Fox Say." Gotta say it. That one's annoying.
That is.
Yeah.
That might be. Just no.
Anyway.
Don't want to hear it.
Yeah, but to get back to like what inspires. So Shawn Mendes. On the country side of things, definitely right now would be Chris Stapleton. Because what I hate is when you go to a concert, you know, they don't go all out. Chris
Yeah.
Stapleton sounds so good at a concert.
every time.
I want to go watch one so bad.
Me
Another
too.
one that I want to go see is Coldplay, just because their light show is like,
Their concerts are crazy.
know.
But the thing is they're so big. Like, they're
I know.
so, like, crazy. But, like,
they're so,
either
but like
way, I think.
his voice has like that thing that can like make you cry. It's just, he's got such a unique voice. You know what I mean? Same thing with Benson Boone. Like, he's very new, but like the stuff he does on stage, like he's doing flips. He climbed up a light fixture singing. He's crazy.
Wow.
But you know, like people are saying he's the next Freddie Mercury because like on his vocal range and all that. And honestly,
Yeah.
it's awesome.
No,
Like,
he does have a very.
like don't get me wrong, I love Sophia Carpenter and all that.
Who? Sabrina.
Sabrina Carpenter. Oh my
Sophia
god. Oh my
Carpenter.
god. No, we can cut that out, can we? No, just.
I'm gonna leave that.
Yeah. Shit. No, like love her music, but and like don't get me wrong, I love the whole like kind of like Disney look she has with her, like she never really fully got away from that, and I like how she keeps that in because it still was a part of her life. But I love how Benson Boone doesn't have anything really going on. He's just doing flips and singing, and honestly, like it makes me think of Michael Jackson too a bit, like doing a whole bunch of dancing, but like how hard it is to do that and still sing that high.
That's true. Yeah.
Like to keep the air, like you're doing a flip there.
That's cardio, and singing is extremely difficult.
This guy's definitely running 5 miles before every concert to make sure.
But like back to Chris Stapleton, something that I really think is cool is how his wife is the person harmonizing in every one of his songs, and
so cute.
I love that. Like that's so awesome, and like it's just amazing. I just wanted to say that. I had to add that.
I love his Star Spangled. Did you see that at the football game? He did the Star Spangled for the USA national anthem. So good. I wish he could do Canada.
I'll watch it.
If he did the O Canada, that'd be nice.
Canada.
Yeah.
Literally, what famous person has sing O Canada? Or am I just like oblivious to the world?
We always just hear the same one in school.
Like Drake. So, in the future, where do you see yourself with music?
I see it as like a side thing. You know, I don't think it's smart to put all my cards in there. Like it's something, it's a passion, and I look at it more of a hobby. And if I make something out of it, then I'll go into it. But you know, I'm not saying that I don't want to put all my cards in because like, you know, I'm scared that I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? Like I have my other, like I want to go into business, you know, that's what I want to do. But like I want to have music there just to keep me happy. We all kind of need that.
For me, I'm actually going into music.
Yeah, but you're like, you know, piano. Like I don't know instruments that well, right?
Yeah, so for me,
singing.
I'm going into like the production.
She's a great piano player, by the way, guys. It's unreal.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
So I think that is a little bit better because I would never try to make it as an artist. No. I think that's...
But you could do piano lessons, you know.
I would have like a band on the side. I do teach piano lessons right now.
Like look at this. Like, yeah, you have like your brother's recording studio. Like this is awesome. You could do piano lessons here. Yeah. It's awesome.
So,
and definitely like you could teach a lot of people stuff because, like I said, you know a lot. It's unreal.
So I think going into music production, I have a better chance of like going somewhere with my life. And I honestly wouldn't see myself doing anything. But I think it's important, even if you're not going into music, I think it's good that like you keep it in your life because it is a big part of your life and my life. So like I think it's important to keep it.
Well, that's all we've done from 9th grade, you know, like, well, not even, it's gone past 9th grade, like before high school, elementary school, you know, like we hear something and you fall in love with it and you're like, you know, you don't want to, it's a part of you at that point.
Oh yeah, totally.
You've done it for so long, why let it go?
Yeah, for sure. I agree. All right. Yeah. Well, that sums it up for today. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.